Hello everyone, myself Ansh, and today in this video I'm going to discuss chapter number 4 of science class 8, that is materials, metals and non-metals. I was very eager to explain this chapter and it took a lots of time for preparation of this notes and presentation and slides of this chapter. So it is quite delay for uploading this chapter. Okay, for leave it. We'll start this chapter. Chapter is materials, metals and non-metals, that is class 8 science chapter number 4. I'm going to explain you all the chapter and also going to give you notes through my slides and presentation. So let's start the chapter. First of all, let me tell you that I have splitted my whole explanation of this chapter in two parts. The first part discusses the basics of materials and their classification, and the second part discusses the chemical and physical properties of the various the three classifications of materials. So this is the first part, and it will be discussing the basic of materials. Okay, so first of all, let's see what are the topics that we are going to cover in this particular video. First, we would see what is matter. We would learn about what is matter. Second, we will discuss elements. Third, we will learn about atoms and molecules. The fourth topic is classification of materials. And fifth, metals. Sixth, non-metals. And the last topic is metalloids. So, let's start with it. First of all, what is matter? The topic is matter. See, matter in Hindi is known as Padarth. By Indian scientists, it is called Padarth. So let's look what is matter. As we look at our surroundings, we see a large variety of things with different shapes, sizes, and textures. Everything in this universe is made up of materials which scientists have named matter. Indian scientists have named them Padarth. The air we breathe, the food we eat, clouds, stars, plants, and animals, even a small drop of water or a particle of a sand, everything is matter. So, in short, we can say that everything in the world or in our surrounding that has a mass or volume and which occupies a space is known as matter. All materials are made up of matter. Now, let's go towards what are the states of matter. See, we have three states of matter, that is, first is solid state, second is liquid state, and the third is gaseous, or you can say vapor state. The solid state of matter have a definite shape, distinct boundaries and fixed volumes, that is, have negligible compressibility. Solids have a tendency to maintain their shapes when subjected to outside force. Solids may break under force, but it is difficult to change their shape. They are very rigid. Now let's go towards the next two states of matter, that is the liquid state and the gaseous state. What is the liquid state? The liquid state of matter has no fixed shape but have a fixed volume. They take up the shape of the container in which they are kept. Liquids are fluid, they are not rigid. The gaseous state of matter, also known as the vapor, refers to a gas phase at a temperature where the same substances can also exist in the liquid or solid state below the critical temperature of the substance. You can see the three states of matter in the image aside of. Now, one more image has been given to explain you all the three states of matter. Now, let's go towards the next topic, that is elements. All matter are made up of substances called elements. Chemical element, also called element, is a substance that cannot be decomposed into simpler substances by ordinary chemical processes. Elements are the fundamental materials of which all matter is composed. By November 2016, the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry had recognized a total of 118 elements. The first 94 occur naturally on Earth, and the remaining 24 are synthetic elements produced in nuclear reactions. All of the elements have been named Some of these names are familiar to us, such as nitrogen and sodium, and some are less familiar, such as dysprosium and ruthenium. One image has been given about the periodic table of elements. The periodic table is a tabular form in which we represent all kinds of elements, all the 118 types of elements. Now, the next topic is atoms and molecules. Atom is the smallest unit into which matter can be divided without the release of electrically charged particles. It also is the smallest unit of matter that has the characteristic properties of a chemical element. As such, the atom is the basic building block of the chemistry. Most of the atom is empty space. The rest consists of a positively charged nucleus of protons and neutrons surrounded by a cloud of negatively charged electrons. The nucleus is small and dense compared with the electrons, which are lightest charged particles in nature. Electrons are attracted to any positive charge by their electric force. In an atom, electric force bind the electrons to the nucleus. Now you can see an image of atom which also shows electron, proton, nucleus and neutron. Now, let's learn about what are molecules. Molecules are a group of atoms of two or more atoms that form the smallest identifiable unit into which a pure substance can be divided and still retain the composition and chemical properties of that substance. A molecule is two or more atoms bonded together to form a single chemical entity. Now, let's go towards the next topic, that is classification of materials. A material is a broad term for a chemical substance or mixture of substances that constitute a thing. Most of the materials which we see in our daily life are different from each other. They differ from each other on the basis of different properties such as hardness, transparency, and appearance. Materials are categorized in these three types: metals, nonmetals, and metalloids. Metal. Metal is a solid material which conduct heat and electricity. Hard, shiny, malleable, fusible, and ductile. Examples of metals are aluminium, copper, iron, tin, gold, lead, silver, titanium, uranium, and zinc. Now let's go towards an image. Here four examples of metal have been shown: one iron, copper, nickel, and zinc. Now let's go towards the next topic, that is nonmetals. Nonmetal is a substance that do not exhibit properties of metals such as hardness, luster, malleability, ductility, and the ability to conduct electricity. Example of nonmetals are carbon, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, oxygen, noble gas, selenium, etc. Now let's go towards the last topic, that is metalloids. A metalloid is a type of chemical element which has a preponderance of properties in between or that are a mixture of those of metals and nonmetals. Example of metalloids are boron, semiconductor, arsenic, silicon, selenium, antimony, and germanium, etc. So that's all for today, guys. In this video, I discussed several topics like atoms and molecules, elements, materials, matters, and also we learnt about different classification of materials like metals, non-metals, and metalloids in this part of the video. In the next part, we are going to discuss the physical and the chemical properties of all those materials, all those classification of materials. Like we are going to learn about the physical and chemical properties of metals as well as the physical and chemical properties of non-metals. And I'm very sorry for the delay, guys. It almost took 15 to 20 days to upload this video, but it would not be repeated again because it took a lots of time for the making of the presentation of this video. That's all for today, guys. If you think our video was useful and informative for you, don't forget to like and share our video. Also subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon to never miss any latest update, and you can stay tuned to our channel. Okay, that's all for today. Signing up for the day. Bye bye guys.